Shopping is when you go to a building that has only windows on one side. You go there, take your produce, put it on a weird moving floor, pay for it, and then get out as fast as possible because you don't want to get approached by a homeless guy. But the shopping experience can differ depending on the person and who's shopping with you. Sometimes shopping can be fun and exciting, just like Disneyland, or it can be painful and tiresome, just like Disneyland. We all had that moment when your mom comes into your room and goes, "Honey, can you come shopping with me?" And of course you love your mom, you love her dearly. She's been there ever since your birth. And then you respond, "No." But then your dad comes in and threatens you to beat you with his golf trophy, and he's basically going, "Oh, you don't love your mom, is that it? Huh? How dare you disrespect us like that? We gave you birth, we gave you a purpose in life." And so you get up and begrudgingly go out and help your mom with her grocery shop. Then she comes up to you and says, "Oh, don't worry, we only have 5 things to buy." And then she proceeds to always look at a product and go, "Ooh, what's this? Ooh, what is that? Ooh," and constantly getting distracted by all the fancy and colorful fonts and massive discount signs that don't really mean anything. But the worst part about shopping with your mom is when she, for God's sakes, meets one of her friends. Oh God! And then they start talking about how much they missed each other, how much they love smoking weed in the dorm, stuff like that. And you're just there sitting, listening against your own will, and you're just like, "Mom, can we go home?" And then she completely ignores you and you're like, Probably the worst thing about shopping with your mom is when you two are on the waiting line in front of the cash register, and then your mom the last second goes, "Oh wait, I forgot 5 things," and then she leaves you to stay in the line. And what happens is the person in front of you is already done, and the cash register lady is just looking at you, annoyed, and you can't really do anything because you don't have the money or the credit card to pay. So you just stand there awkwardly, and when you look behind, everyone is just staring at you and slowly getting more annoyed, and you just get really anxious and paranoid, and you start to feel like you're like the worst person in the universe, and everyone in the room hates you because you're in complete hindrance, but it's completely out of your control. So you're just stuck in this loop of hell. And then your mom comes back in the last second, and then you get out as fast as possible. Meanwhile, shopping with your dad is like the complete opposite. To your dad, it's like a speed run, like no tasks, any percent, just out of there as fast as possible. Do not make any eye contact, do not look at the prices, just look at what's the most similar and get out as fast as possible. You know, there's a thing that we notice with shopping, like we notice a certain pattern. Maybe that's just me, but whenever I go to shopping, there's always that one cart that for some reason, when you pull it out, it's full with bags and cardboard for no reason. And another thing is how some people treat the products in the store. For example, there's always that one jerk for no reason. They always open a thing and then they just leave it there. For some reason, they open it and then just leave it there for no reason. It's really you're just a scum, aren't you? Like you're a leech of the earth. Like, yeah, I know it's kind of doesn't mean anything because whatever. I'm not gonna pretend like it's the end of the world just because someone left the bag of sugar open from the bottom. So whenever I pick it up to put it inside the cart, sugar gets all over the place, and I'm stuck with sugar underneath my shoes, which is like sand. It's like I'm the most uncomfortable feeling in the world. Now, to give you some context, when I used to be a wee lad, I used to live in Pizza Pasta Land, and whenever we went shopping in my local supermarket, we had this thing, which was like a sort of daycare at the entrance of the supermarket, where you would leave your kid while you go shopping. I have to say, I'm not sure if this is like a Italy only or a Europe only type of thing. I don't know if people in the Americas also do that or have something similar. I don't know, maybe they have like a leash for the kids when they go shopping. I remember being one of those. It was kind of bad, to be honest. Like most of the toys they had there were from like the 90s and they were mostly broken, and all the other kids I didn't even know they were complete strangers. Really, I was kind of bored most of the time, so I usually just drew on a piece of paper that they gave us and waited until my mom came back. So it was, because it felt like a prison. I felt like it was kind of like a gulag, but for kids. Instead of working you to death, they bored you to death until you basically lose track of time and start going insane. But sometimes you go shopping all on your own because you're already a grown-up, well-mannered, fully vaccinated kid who knows how to not get lost at the aisles and start going So you whip out the grocery list that your parents gave you, and you can't decipher it at all. Like, I have to be honest, how come parents, when they're grown up, can't write for shit? It's like how doctors can't write properly. We really need like a Rosetta Stone, but with like doctor writing, because I can't. Like, my writing is stupid and big, but at least you can read it. But that's a whole nother topic. You know, in the end of the day, shopping is still a standard. Obviously now with computers and internet, shopping has become much easier, and without any of that disgusting human interaction necessary for a healthy social life. That's disgusting. Why would anyone ever want that? I don't care about your articles. I will live a blissful, ignorant life. Obviously there are gonna be some things that you can't really digitalize. For example, you can't exactly download this JPEG of a fish in Findus and pretend it's food. Like, you're not a plankton. You're not like plankton. You're not like plankton like in SpongeBob, where he eats like the light thing from. You get it. You get the reference. I hope you do. So, what even is the point of this video? Well, nothing really. It was just me ranting about shopping, or the small inconvenience that in the end of the day don't really mean anything. This is also something like a pattern that I noticed. Plus, this video doesn't really have a script, so it doesn't really make any sense. So it's a very low quality video. It's really just was an excuse for me to test Premiere Pro and using more different background music. That's it. So this is the end of the video. Bye.